career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Make plans to join 93.7 The Ticket and the Amon Green Foundation for the first annual Nebraska Esports Golf Tournament on Monday, June 9th at Wilderness Ridge. It's a 4-man scramble starting at 11 a.m. that will feature former Husker greats like Amon Green, Johnny Rogers, Niles Paul, Tony Davis, Adam Carricker, Vershawn Jackson, and more, with great prizes and great golf. Sponsorships are also available. Call or text us at 402-464-5685 with questions, or sign your team up online at theticketfm.com. Registration goes through May 30th. Give your furnace a break with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows offers a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty of everything, while still keeping their prices affordable. Sounds too good to be true, right? Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today.
93.7 The Ticket is your home for every Kansas City Royals baseball game. Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, and the rest of the Royals attempt to make the postseason for the second season in a row. And you can hear all the action on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Your home for Kansas City Royals baseball.
Make sure you tune in every Saturday from 11 to 12 for all things youth football with Tank Perry and Jim Sandman. Learn how the game of youth football has grown in and around the capital city with coaches, athletic directors, and league commissioners telling you all about it. It's all things youth football with Tank Perry and Jim Sandman every Saturday from 11 to noon right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Muchachos has been serving Lincoln delicious pork, brisket, and chicken tacos for several years now, as well as Hatch Mac nachos and more. Muchachos also brings you close to the taste buds of your favorite local college athletes with NIL deals like the B3 burrito for Bella Bacon of Nebraska softball and many more. See a variety of different NIL options at Muchachos at 11th and K or order online at yomuchacho.com. Open 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. This is Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, good morning and welcome to 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score. This is Peter Ferguson BHS LLC, and joined as always on the ones and twos, the master of the board, Harrison. How you doing this morning?
I am doing just fantastic this morning. We got Game 7. If you've heard me talk before, I'm a big NBA fan. And 2:30. I should be out here by then. Yep. Nuggets, Thunder. I'm just super excited. This has been an awesome series, so I'm super pumped to watch that later today.
I was going to say, now, you've told which one you're pulling for, so go ahead and make it official. I want to see if you stay consistent. It's like one of those tests that you take online that if you start putting a different answer, they're going to catch it. So who do you got on the win tonight?
Give me the Nuggets.
Okay.
Aaron Gordon scares me a little bit, him not being there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just gonna go with the veteran team. I don't feel good either way. Like I'm not putting any money on it. I tell you that much. Like I'd
For
stay away
entertainment
from
purposes only from 93.7 The Ticket.
Yeah, 1-800 bets off if you need it. Yeah, no, definitely wouldn't put any money on it. But I'm just really intrigued by it. Another Game 7. What's the phrase? There's no better words in the NBA.
Oh, in the
Yeah, no two better words than Game 7.
Yeah. Well, I think across the board when you like baseball, World Series across the line. And yeah, the Aaron Gordon injury, just unfortunate, just in a lot of ways. I mean, I think if I was going to say an MVP of the series, he's just definitely dominated Arizona Bearcat. And so has come into his own. But the playoffs have been a thing of injuries. If you think about it, I mean, I was shocked Jamal Murray, had the illness and then shoulder and
Tatum obviously going out.
Tatum with the Achilles. And so I think it's just when you get to this time of year, you're playing your best, but also you're staying healthy. And you've seen that kind of time and time again. And I think that becomes a big deal. So, plan on watching that. The Knicks, did what they needed to do. I think if they didn't do it in Game 6, there would have been some trouble.
Yeah. And with those guys as well, I was curious what version of the Celtics you're going to get, because with Tatum being out, that was just kind of felt like the heart and the soul of the team there.
Yeah.
I do wonder when we get to these playoffs, though, when you see some of these injuries, and I know we have this conversation every year, but I honestly would just be open to the idea of a shorter regular season at this point. They never do it for the money purposes of like having all those regular season games, but the level of interest in the NBA seems to have just like lost a ton in the regular season. And a lot of it's because the load management teams are kind of coasting at certain times, and maybe they're right to coast at certain times because you get to the playoffs and you see these big time injuries. So yeah, I don't know. Where are you at in terms of like, because you grew up always watching 82 regular games. Like, what did it even make a difference?
I'm one of those ones you play. I mean, that's your job. And so literally you got 82 games to do the job. I mean, I look at it, I'm a 260 employee, and so, there's load management, mental health, you take time, but like your job is your body. And so to take care of that and to do it, I struggle with it because you've seen individuals like Karl Malone and John Stockton and Price. I mean, I can go down Rodman and those, and then you've got even better technology, better things now. You look at like a LeBron and you look at different individuals, and I know
the travel alone is 10 times better.
Well, exactly. And then the comfort and then just the restrictions they have in regards to practice and what they can do during practice. And so I think it's just part of the job. Every job has risks, every job has things, and so that's part of theirs. I think the other part with like Tatum, the Olympics, it was just a unique year where people were playing longer in certain situations, and so that becomes
he just came off the finals as well, so he went
never really got a break. I worry about like the WNBA, like you get drafted, you finish your college season, you get drafted, and then you start playing right away. No other league really does that.
They play overseas too. A lot of them make that extra income because the WNBA, and unless you're a superstar with the sponsorship deals, like you're still not, especially if you're say playing in California, you still got to afford rent and everything out there, and you're going to go play overseas in Europe during the off season to make a little bit more money.
So a lot of things going on, but like I said, be sure to tune in. You got a lot of things locally going on. We just had Fitness Fanatics, and the state championships season is around is happening right now, whether it be districts. I know tennis districts just finished up. You got soccer state finals happening this week through the course. You got baseball, 93.7 The Ticket's doing a lot of the baseball up in Omaha as well. And so state track, always a big one. And so just kind of a highlight is kind of, I think all of them are cool and important, but then you see to be honest, that state track is kind of the one that's the culmination when you kind of go state to state is the big showcase where you see just a phenomenal showcase of some people you wouldn't expect to see some of those stories, but then those times. And so, congratulations, good luck to all of those individuals participating in that. It is the season. We're sitting here at the Mill, 1040 O Street. You can visit any of their locations. Love you to come down to 1040 O Street, but a lot of that post-graduation,
Well, I ran into it on last Sunday, believe me.
Yeah, and it's that time of year where you just, you have the excitement, I want to say the celebration, but also that just completion of that reality of, okay, it's that next step. And so we've got some guests here that are going to illustrate and showcase that. But the class of 2025 want to just across the country, globally, internationally, wherever you might be, just congratulations and whatever level, that's from, the associate's degree to the promotion from, ours is 5th to 6th grade. I know other places are a little bit different, whatever that might look like, if it's 8th to 9th grade or going from that middle arena to going to the high school or graduating from high school. But, had the University of Nebraska Lincoln here last night and filled the town. And I think it's always good for the commerce, but just a lot of posts and celebration. I've got to get just a personal point of privilege. My daughter, Jaden Ferguson, she graduated with her master's degree. I don't say graduated. She earned her master's degree in public communication from the University of Nebraska Kearney. And so they had their ceremony on Friday. We did not go up. Those who follow my post, she had chosen not to walk. And that was just a personal decision that she made and told us, because she said she was going to see her commencement speaker, Beyonce, in Soldier Field last night. And so
some would say that's fair.
So who was I to argue?
Yeah.
But she was in your esteemed palace at Soldier Field last night and got to see Beyonce. And so just congratulations to her. And I want to thank those who've invested in her along the way and along the path. And she's been on the show a couple times, but my wife and I are extremely proud of her grandma. Those who didn't get to see her, accomplish this, my dad and my mom, and just, as I saw it and reflected on some of those things about, just her journey, they've played a huge part in that. And, Roger, her, on my wife's side, and just my wife's dad, who passed before she was even born. And so it just was kind of one of those reflective moments of celebration, but also understanding that there was a lot of shoulders that she was lifted up on. And so again, congratulations to her, but also all those others who have walked the stage or didn't walk the stage. And then thank you, Beyonce, for being the commencement speaker that we will never be able to match.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to everybody graduating. And then Jaden, I've only met her a few times on the show, and yeah, congratulations to her as well. Best compliment I can probably give to her is she is quite a bit different than you, Pete. So I'm sure that's a compliment in her ears.
A lot more eloquent and got her smarts from her mama. So we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, we can leave it at that, indeed.
So with that being said, we want to turn this over. We've got 3 guests in house, as we talked about graduating, about walking across that stage. And I'm going to open it up with a question. I'm going to have Harrison, I'm going to have you answer first, but I want to know, what is that opening line of either that graduation speech that you want and need to hear, the opening line? Because always we hear those, congratulations to the class of 2025. I want the creativity flowing in this space. Or the walkout song that you need to have as you go down that aisle. I know there's the pomp and circumstance and, dun, 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 but we need something else. We need a little, Beyonce, I need some New Edition. For me, it's that New Edition. I need that. If it isn't love, when you come out, I know, okay, man, this graduation is going to be a little bit different, a little set it off. So Harrison, what, either the opening line or the music theme song that you want to walk out to?
Yeah, I'm really struggling. I wish I had more time to think on this. You got me thinking about the song. I think for nostalgic purposes, you can throw on All the Lights. That'd be a good one.
Okay. All of the lights. Like that. All right, we're going to go down the line. Introduce yourself first, and then just say your song, and we'll get into a little bit more about your journey in a couple minutes.
My name is Giar. I go to Northwest High School, but for the graduation song, I'm a little bit torn between, because I really would want more instrumental, a powerful theme coming out right as you're coming out, get a Star Wars, kind of like a last fight. You're coming out. This is all he did.
Yeah. Okay.
4 years. That's what you come out to.
Oh, got the Star Wars theme. I like that. Now, you need lightsabers or anything going on stage while it's happening?
Honestly,
or not?
Would not hurt.
Okay.
Would not hurt.
Okay. Got the little accessories. All right. Next up.
Hi, I'm Jada. I go to Lincoln Southwest High School. I'm kind of thinking about that like opening line you were talking about. And honestly, for me, I just need like a we did it, for me, and I'm not gonna speak for you guys, but it doesn't feel real quite yet. So just that like affirmation, for like an speaker to go up there and just like affirm that it's over, like for real.
Okay. Okay.
Hi, I'm Mada from Lincoln Southwest, and honestly, I'm kind of the final line that I'm thinking of is like kind of it more. You could say a lot of people say it, but just for like that satisfaction is like you're not done because there's so much more to come in life. This is just what your first 18 years. You have 4 more times this 18 to go in your life. You have your job to get. You have college to go to if you're going to college. You have the trade school if you're going to trade school. But honestly, that's really the main thing I would say. Just because this past weekend with all the graduation parties, I was just thinking like, this is it. And then one of my friends told me like, dude, you're going to college. You have so much other stuff to do. Like, this is not it. This is just the start. This is like the very beginning first step you took to accomplish your dreams.
Love that. Love that. Let's start with this. Jada, tell us a little bit tell us about your journey. Who's Jada? What's your journey been like?
Yeah, so I'm not originally from Lincoln. I was born in Georgia,
Okay.
and then we moved to Alabama for a little bit, and then I've been here the last 7 years. So yeah, relatively new to Lincoln, but had a really great high school experience, middle school experience. I'm staying in Lincoln. I'm going to UNL. I'm majoring in anthropology,
Okay.
and then after that, who knows? Just like Mono said, there's so much, so much life left to live. But yeah, that's kind of.
So Georgia, where in Georgia?
Oh, okay, like Atlanta, kind
Okay.
of like a suburb of Atlanta. So yeah, I've always been in places with really, really big football fans.
Okay. Okay. So Falcons fan?
We're Falcons fans, yes.
We want to know how did you feel? How are they going to do this year?
Me and the NFL were just kind of.
Sounds like a Chicago fan base here.
All right, Cowboys fan.
Yeah, but my other side of the family are Saints fans. So yeah.
Not too much better for them.
I was
huh?
gonna say,
yeah, we don't.
We could have a whole show on that. What happened this week with that? But we'll get back to you. All right. So next up, want to hear a little bit about your journey.
All right, so I also am not from Lincoln, but like I'm not as far as Georgia. I'm from Omaha, born.
Okay.
Lived there a couple years, and then we moved to Baltimore, where my mom completed her doctorate degree at Johns Hopkins, and then we moved back to Gretna, and then Gretna we moved to Lincoln. So I've been in Lincoln since I think actually like stayed in Lincoln since about kindergarten. So I've been here 12, 13 years.
Okay.
Haven't moved since. I love math. So I'm going to Purdue for it's a newish major called IBE, which is Integrated Business and Engineering. So it helps me put that like math engineering brain with my my business brain and always starting a business. I want to be an entrepreneur when I'm older. I want to own my own business. Not too sure what yet, but I know that's what I'm meant for.
I like that. You're starting a degree over at Purdue. So you're starting to, so are you this is the first initial cohort?
No, so the first cohort was I think it was 2019.
Okay.
And then I think they first accepted like 30 people, and now they're up to like 120 per class.
Wow.
So it's getting there, but I think it's a really cool degree. I haven't seen it from many other colleges. We have something I guess kind of similar here at the Rake School of Business.
Okay.
Which is more computer science based though, not really engineering based, but yeah.
All right, ZR, what about you?
My story is I don't want to say like more complicated, but I'm from Iraq, so definitely I don't want to say like the best country ever, but it was a little bit war torn when I was born there. So let's see. When I was younger, we used to live in a village on the mountains.
Okay.
My dad was the village doctor, like he always took care of people. That's who my inspiration was for that. So right now I'm going to UNL for pre-health. So I'm trying to get into the field of medicine, trying to help more people out, trying to, I don't know, just follow my dad's footsteps, really.
Love that. Love that. And tell me, who's in your family? I want to go through. I didn't get to ask who makes up your group and who do you want to give a shout out for? We got some out here sitting out here in the lobby. So,
well, my dad, my mom, I have a big brother. I have a little brother. My dad is Jafar. My mom is Sabiha. My big brother is Navar. He's going to UNL, I believe, for finance.
Okay.
He's going to get his bachelor's either next year or the year after.
Awesome.
I have a little brother named Jir, and he's, I believe, 9 right now. He's gonna turn 10 this year though. So
Okay. And any pets? Pets. And
I
if
do
you have
not.
a bunch, give us your favorite pet name.
I do not have a pet.
You don't have.
I do
This
not.
Harrison, this may be the first guest we have that doesn't have animals.
I think it is actually the first one. Yeah.
So, okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not an animal person. So, all right, Jada, what about you?
Yeah, so my family is my dad. His name is Kevin. My mom, her name is Dewana. I have an older sister named Jordan, and she's at Xavier University in Louisiana, majoring in sociology pre-med. And then I have a little crusty white dog, a Shih Tzu named Cody. So that's the family unit.
I like the description right there. At least you didn't name your sister that. You just said, I got a crusty white dog.
I know.
Okay. Fantastic. All right.
All right. So my mom is Rukmini and my dad is Vinod. We're from India, so a bit obscure names, I guess we could say. And I have a twin sister named Meenakshi. Shout out to her. Always keep me in check. And then we have a dog named Luna, which is a Bernedoodle, which she's not crusty and white, but she's tricolor. So
So fantastic. So Madhav, I want to ask you, just what are some of your involvements? You talked about just your school, but like, what are things you've been involved with from like kind of kindergarten on? I don't want to say kindergarten, but from elementary on up.
So honestly, I'm like all over the place. I can never stick to one thing. I'll go back to the entrepreneur thing. I've been a big entrepreneur. I started a lawn mowing company and graduated from there. And now I'm at me and my friends own a window cleaning and like pressure washing company.
Okay.
So we got pretty successful last summer, and we've been continuing it. Shout out Nathan and Griffin Semrad. But I guess honestly, I like I said, I'm just all over the place. I'll try anything. I have a math tutoring club. I do pole vault. Me and Jada were the on the officers chair for our school at NHS.
And what is NHS for those that may not know?
So NHS is it's an organization that's in high school, which is called National Honor Society. Basically, just recognize our scholars in our school and help them out, help individuals. It's a really big community thing. We go out, help the community. Service hours are a big thing for us. But yeah, all over the place. If you ask me anything, 100% I will try it. But yeah.
Like, what's the best piece of advice as an entrepreneur that either you've received or you could give to somebody?
The biggest thing is take the risk. I mean, take the risk. I've tried so many things. So many things have failed. Like it might be niche to say, but like I've tried dropshipping before. That went horribly. I tried it again. It went horribly again. I tried it a third time. It went horribly again. Probably going to try it later. Maybe it'll go horribly. Maybe it won't. You got to be a people's person. You got to be able to talk to people. The very first thing that we did is we had the idea of the business the day we got inducted into National Honor Society, all three of us, because we were like the three of our big friend group that got inducted into it. And then after that, we kind of just went and said we need to start something for the summer. We went and started something, and within 3 days, we had a website up, we had a business going, and we had our first customer. And you just got to go out, be able to talk to people, get business cards, get talking to, go door to door if you have to. It doesn't matter. No matter what, just don't fail. You can do everything you can.
Now, good advice in any aspect. Jada, what about you? What are you involved in? What's spurred, who you are today?
Yeah, so in high school, I was part of 14 different organizations. So I did do a lot. Those big ones and the ones that probably stayed for the longest. I was a part of student council as the vice president. I've done that since 5th grade. NHS, that was a big one. I'm a part of our unified programs at our high school. I was a team captain for our bowling team. That was really fun. I was very bad at bowling, but like Madhav said, like you really just have to just try. Like if you know what I mean. So I did a lot of that. Like there's a lot of clubs that maybe I wasn't getting first place, but as long as I gave it my all. So bowling was definitely one of those things. Got a lot of gutter balls, but gave it my all for sure.
A life skill. I mean, we still haven't graduated from the gutter ball component.
Yeah.
So you talked about trying. I'm going to ask you kind of the same question. Like what a piece of advice did you get to start doing, start being somebody that tries things, or what is a piece of advice that you give to others saying like, this is why you should try things?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For me, when I went to high school, it was really just about like making those connections and, forming new relationships. So if you're, going into any sort of like a new space, new environment, just like signing up for things and like putting yourself out there, I'd say is like my biggest piece of advice. Like I've met so many people and, been able to network and go to these like national conferences in all these different states for different things I'm a part of, because I, decided to sign up and try new things and, meet new people and make those connections. So that's what I'd say.
All right, ZR, what about you? What are you involved in?
Honestly, I'm not involved as nearly as much stuff as them because when I started high school from like freshman all the way to junior, I was more of like a quiet reserve, not like super quiet, but like not like known in the school. I was just more of just like a, I don't want to say NPC, but you get the point. I wasn't like there, but senior year, that's when I really started stepping it up because I realized, why am I not doing it? Like, what do I lose? Because like, sure, you lose the aspect of time, but I mean, it's not like I was doing anything valuable with it. I was just going home, just like video games, doing literally nothing. But at senior year, I started with student council. I really enjoyed student council. Obviously, I didn't get an officer chair because first year.
Yeah.
And I went into NHS. With NHS, a couple of my friends also went, and they were like, "Hey, you should try to sign up for the secretary position," because they knew that I was like pretty good at like reading stuff and like finding errors with stuff. So they were like, "Yeah, just go and try this out. You mean, might as well." And I was like, "Sure, why not?" And I think that was like really the big like stepping point to me getting more involved in my school. Because once that happened, I was able to like go into many more opportunities. I did miss a couple of deadlines for like soccer and all that because I had a surgery, so I couldn't like go and play soccer. I had to miss tryouts. That kind of sucked for me, but I mean, life. What can you do about it?
So, kind of going with the rest of them, you've had some adversity. So, with that, what is a piece of advice that you'd give to people? You said you went all out for it in your senior year, but what's a piece of advice maybe you would have said it, as a first year student or even now as a senior to other people about maybe just like, hey, I wish I would have started a little bit earlier?
Honestly, just like the same thing. Just always just try it. You might as well. Like Madov was really Madov.
Yeah.
Madov was really like on that point when he said like take the risk, just try it. Because I mean, if you don't try, you're never gonna know like if you enjoy it, if you don't enjoy it. Because I know that I've made like many friends just from like going out and doing random stupid stuff. Like I've been like doing like everything in the school. I just help out random people, just walk around saying hi to someone. You never know who you're gonna meet.
No, I think when you talked about that, we'll come back on the other side of this, but talk about those relationships that you've had throughout the course of your time and why are those so valuable and important, but also that advice that you would give maybe to, I hate doing that, your younger self as you kind of propel yourself into that next level. So we'll be right back with the next segment on 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson.
Support Matt Talbot Kitchen and Outreach on Give to Lincoln Day. Your gift will be received by a portion of Lincoln Community Foundation's matching fund. Homelessness is a complex problem facing our community. By working together, we can find solutions. Your donation for Give to Lincoln Day moves us closer to ensuring that everyone in Lincoln has a safe place to sleep at night. Because of your generosity, hope lives here. Give anytime through May 29th at givetolincoln.com.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Give your furnace a break with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows offers a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty of everything, while still keeping their prices affordable. Sounds too good to be true, right? Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Okay, kids, Dad's gonna teach you how to dance. First, spread your feet apart. Then pump your knee, nod your head, shake your hips, and bite your lip ever so slightly. Now, with one hand in the air, point at people with the other hand. I call that the rock star.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids.
Now, make a face like it just smells something bad.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
Gannett Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gannett Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gannett Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GannettTrucking.com.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday. You lost Wednesday. You're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. Back to Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back to 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score. This is Peter Ferguson, BHS LLC, and joined on the ones and twos with Harrison. Harrison, if people want to text in or leave a message, how can they do that?
Yeah, as always, 402-464-5685. That's the Starter Heyman text line. If you guys want to text in, give any of your thoughts, opinions, Facebook, YouTube, XL, channel 961, you can put a face to the voice.
And our theme today is celebrating the class of 2025, and we've got 3 scholars in. And so we've got ZR, we've got Jada, and we've got Madov. I say everybody's name correct?
Yeah.
I got some head nods, so there you go, Harrison. I'm there. That's been my struggle as I've got moved forward. But they are all high school scholars from the area, and they're going to be walking across the stage at Pinnacle Bank Arena. I don't think they're going to choose what my daughter did and take a trip and go see Beyonce. They've got some parents here. They're like, no, you ain't going to be going anywhere. I better see you walk across the stage. I got 15 different, I've got 15 different angles. They're going to be strategically put about the place. What are you most excited about just in regards to that moving forward? I mean, that day, what's one or two things you're looking forward to?
So honestly, I think the biggest thing I'm looking forward to is not going to school, like, and then having so much, like, it's that fact that after that, like, it's more or less I'm free.
Okay.
That now I'm my own man. I can do what I need. I can, like, this is like the transition I think that I'd like to actual living like adult life.
Okay.
Obviously there's still college and everything, but in college still you're like a lot less restricted, a lot more. You need to manage your own time, which I think it'll be fun to learn. But at the same time, I think it's going to be kind of scary. And, you know, like you're going to have to learn that. And you're going to have to, you're going to mess up. You're going to mess up in that stage. But I think that's what I'm most excited for. That jump is going to be, I think it's going to be really fun. And we'll see where it goes after that.
Yeah. What about you?
Honestly, I have no clue. Because with graduation, I mean, that's like a huge stepping point in anyone's life, whether it's college, even if it's like elementary, whether it's elementary, middle, college, like you're just stepping up into a higher level. Because I know I'm going to be going into college and then hopefully going into like medical school or something like that. But I mean, biggest thing I'm looking forward to is just getting ready for it all. Because I mean, you're going to have to like manage all your own time. Because with high school, like the deadline is at this time. They're going to keep reminding you. And then college is just like, you have to figure it out yourself, honestly.
Like that. Jada, you.
Yeah, I think for me, there's that bit of like fear aspect, you know, like high school is so known. You walk in every day, you know exactly what's going to happen. Like, you know, who you're going to see. It's very, you know, like that mundane kind of thing. But college is like, I think there's so much like to expect, and that can be a little bit scary, but obviously so exciting. Like Butter said, we're gonna be adults, and you're gonna have that like sense of freedom and you know agency to like get to live out your life. So that's really exciting. Yeah.
So, you know, each of you accomplished in a number of different ways with what you've done, where you're going. I'm curious that I saw this statement somewhere. It was actually in regards to clothing, and it was on shoes, and I'm a huge shoe freak. So it resonated with me. But the statement was, don't walk out, or don't walk, but arrive. Don't walk, but you need to arrive. What does that mean to you as you know, contemplate all the things that you just said, but also maybe if you're giving that advice to other individuals, don't walk, but arrive. And Jade, I want to start with you.
Ooh, okay. That's a tough one. I think to me it reminds me of that saying of like, what is it? It's not the journey, but it's the destination, or maybe I got that like mixed up. But yeah, it's not maybe about like the path you take, but like where we're getting. So to me, that even reminds me of, you know, how different people like earn different degrees. So I know I have a lot of friends that maybe or they're planning on going to college, but they're starting with a community college and then they're ending up like transferring to like UNL or university, or people that take different paths to get to that same like final destination. So, you know, it's not even just about like the walk or that kind of journey, but it's about like where you're going to end up. Like that's kind of what I think my first impression of that is.
Yeah. What about you?
Honestly, I feel like that brings me back to a quote. I forgot. I don't know. Was it by Martin Luther King? It was like, if you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. But by all means, arrive.
By all means,
so like
keep
by all
moving.
means, keep moving. Get
my
there.
my life's blueprint.
Yeah. So I think that it's like a beautiful saying, just to show that no matter what you're doing, as long as you're still moving forward, there's still like very big possibility that you're gonna get what you want. And I'd like to think that even with my life, like with anyone's life, but I think that if you like truly follow that and believe that if you keep going, you will get to where you want to be.
Okay. Baraf, what about you?
Going off Jihad, I think that's actually like really powerful. With no matter what, you will achieve if you try. No matter what, if you try and you don't achieve, at least you know you tried. And there's nothing ever, like say you're on your deathbed, there's nothing ever holding you back saying like, oh, I didn't do this. Oh, I didn't do this. And I kind of want to tie that back to always take that risk, which kind of more or less like goes with that saying, no matter what, always do what you can. And if you can't do at most like what you can, I guess going back to the quote thing too, it kind of reminds me, somebody said like raise your hand in an audience, and everybody rose their hand, and then he said like second time raise your hand higher, and then he said, why didn't you give it all the first time? Which kind of always resonates back with me. If you're going to try something, give the most effort. Otherwise you're always going to look back on that and be like, why didn't I give the most effort? What happens if I did give the most effort? Which I think really is the biggest powerful thing, is if you're going to try something, do it at most that you can. Don't ever lack in any category. And if you do lack, there should be a valid reason for it. And if there isn't, there's no reason to.
No, I think that's powerful, and that I've seen that video, and we actually did a reprise of it in the youth rally in March. Addison Olds about the raising your hand, and it was amazing how many times she continued to say that, and people, when they said, raise it as high as you can, and people still were doing that even after knowing that. So, giving that all effort, like you talked about as an entrepreneur, right off the bat. So talk about, one of the platforms I focus on is relationships and how they matter. And so, I want to start with you. Why do relationships absolutely matter, and why have they mattered as you've gone through your schooling, whether it be with your parents, whether it be with an object or a situation? Why do relationships matter?
I don't want to be this guy, but I think relationships are like the reason humans are alive. Like without a relationship, like whether it's to a lover, whether it's to friends, whether it's to a pet, to family, as long as like you have a relationship with something, like you are like grounded, like you have something to fall back on. Because I know that whenever, like, if I get sad, I can always just like talk to a friend. I can talk to family. Sure, the family may not always be there as good as you want them to be, but they're still there. They still try their best sometimes. So I think that like relationships are just like something beautiful just to look back on, just to go forward with. And like I was saying before, in high school, there are so many opportunities to get relationships. You can do clubs, you can do sports, you can do any sort of activity. I know with NHS, I've made many friendships. So I think it's just a really powerful thing.
Love that. Jada, what about you? Why have relationships absolutely mattered? And maybe speak to a relationship that you've had that has transformed who you are today.
Yeah, for sure. I think for me, I can think of like my FCCLA advisors, Miss Gary, Miss Morrow. The relationship that I have with them has really transformed who I am today. Like if I didn't have those two advisors believe in me, I would not be the person that I am today. I wouldn't have taken so many opportunities that were presented throughout high school. I wouldn't have, had so many leadership positions in other activities and clubs because, I wouldn't have thought I could. It's so important to have people that are going to be in your ear and, supporting you and like being your cheerleaders, and having those relationships in high school is how you're going to get through high school. And the same can be said for, any time in your life or college, etc.
So, Manav, what talk about relationships as they have, but what has been one that's absolutely been pivotal for you that has changed your course?
So I guess I'm going to talk to this like more with the entrepreneurial spirit of relationships and how that really will affect like just the business in general. Like, there's so many CEOs. There's a saying that I think it was Jeff Bezos. He said, being a millionaire is being smart, but being a billionaire is being luck. And I think that really goes, and I think that luck can really be like upheld and, pushed with those relationships, just because like having somebody to trust you that has more power than you is very, 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 very powerful. Just because that they're always there. If you ever get in a predicament, they're always there to help you out. So I think like that's a really big way to form companies with, like these big companies. You're gonna have to have somebody that trusts you, that if you have a small startup, you want to get, bought out, you're gonna have somebody to trust you. You're gonna have to prove yourself. So I think that's a really big thing with relationships. Just being like the trust factor. If you lose trust, you lose everything in the relationship, basically. So I guess one relationship I'll bank off this is we have one of our advisors when we opened a bank account for our business. Her name was Wendy. We love Wendy. She left our bank, unfortunately, but we love Wendy. Shout out to you, Wendy. And she, in the very beginning, we didn't know anything about, business, like business accounts at all. So we started one with her, and she helped us throughout the way. We'd come in with a check that wasn't like necessarily written to us, but that was written to the business. So that would be a common misconception. She always knew, like, we started it with her. She always knew, this is like, we're trustworthy. And that trust, I think, really went a long way. She would always be there. We could text her, ask her for help, ask her like what we needed to do, where we could find like our account number and stuff like that when we're signing up for different things. And, like she just having that trust with her is really, really valuable.
And I like when you talked about like that trust of it, just as somebody knowing who you are as you come into that space. And so it can be that moment that kind of shifts from that distrust to trusting to actually excelling and moving forward. Curious in regards, and got a number of questions in regards to some of these things, but I always ask this, and this is a tough one for people, but I'm interested in what the worst piece of advice that you ever received. The worst piece of advice. Now, not the person you got it from. I don't want you to incriminate yourself. I know we got people's folks out there, this, that, and the other. But just what is the piece of advice that you got and you're like, man, you know what? I did listen to that, or I got it and I just kind of shrugged it off. And looking back, like this didn't play well with who I'm trying to be.
I mean, you were right. That is definitely a hard one to answer. I feel like a lot of times when you need to be like lifted up, a lot of people will like sometimes just put you down just to help you lift up, but sometimes putting you down just doesn't work. Like sometimes if you're trying to like do something, they're like, come on, you got this. And then they like try to make you remember of like bad things that you did. You're like, oh, you messed up on this math test. Do it for the math test. I'm like, why'd you bring that up? Why? How's that gonna help me? Like, I guess some people it can make them like angry or like make them like feel better, like lift them up. But with some people, like putting them down doesn't always put them back up. Sometimes you just have to lift them up. One of the sayings was, I forgot what it was, but it was like, if someone's drowning, now's not the time to teach them to swim.
Ooh, you need to say that again. Say that one I haven't heard.
If someone is drowning, now's not the time to teach them to swim. So it just means like if someone's like currently drowning, you don't try to teach them to swim. You try to lift them up first and then teach them how to swim.
That's powerful. That's something I'm going to take away with me. I'm going to make sure I give you credit, but you're going to see that on a slide somewhere right there. Like that. If someone's drowning, it's not the time to teach them to swim. Jada, what about you?
Yeah, I think for most of us, like we're leaders, that's why we're here. But going into new spaces and maybe like going for a leadership position, I've had people give me advice and tell me maybe don't go for president, maybe don't go for vice president, maybe go for something lower because XYZ person is doing it as well. And a part of you is like, oh yeah, like they're really cool, like they're awesome, they're talented. Like I shouldn't go for that position. I should let them have it. But really it's like that's a moment. And for me, it's been a moment to be like, no, I'm also awesome and talented and cool. And I also, have, the skill set to do this position. So taking that advice and being like, yeah, they're great. And I hope that person also chooses to go for whatever leadership thing or whatever thing they're applying for, but also knowing who you are and, not selling yourself too short because we're our own biggest critics. And it's really, really easy to see what everyone else is doing and, internalize that and be like, I'll let them have that. But instead being like, no, like I'm also going to go for something that I'm passionate about and, want to do.
And I loved how you said that originally. Like the minute you said that, I thought back to the poem "Our Deepest Fear" by Marion Williamson. And I think the last couple lines is, as we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. And so that kicked in with me when you said that. Yeah. So again, you are awesome. And I think sometimes that self-doubt, our biggest hindrance is not other people, but it's ourselves having self-doubt on ourselves. Same question to you. Worst piece of advice that you received? And I know it wasn't about not starting a business because you were going to just shirk it off anyways. You're like, I'm mowing your lawn, I'm washing your windows, and I'm opening up multiple bank accounts with Wendy.
With Wendy, yeah. But honestly, no, don't take this the wrong way with everybody, but you don't always have to follow rules. And now that doesn't mean like, go 50 over the speed limit. That means like,
thank you for those that are graduating on the way home. You don't want that on your record because sometimes they do check your driving record when you're getting employed.
But honestly, that's, that you don't always have to follow the rules. There's always, like we thought we were, technically you have to be 19 in Nebraska to start an LLC. You don't have to be 19 in Arizona. So like, registering your business other places might help, doing other things like that. Still pay taxes. Still pay taxes. Don't get tax fraud. Yeah. But that's a very big one. There was I took an ACT class that told me there's 18 rules to follow or 21 rules or something like that. And I followed every single one of them. And somehow my ACT went down. So then I realized like one time, my very last ACT, I was like, what do I have to lose? So I didn't do any of those rules and I rose up to a 34. So I was like,
that's what my problem was, Harris. That's what it is. I followed 16 out of the 18. And I didn't get an 18, people. Now that's not, and I got some people listening. Okay, go ahead.
Just, those rules, you don't always have to follow them. It's always be wary with them. Use them as guidelines. I'd say use the rules as guidelines, but the biggest thing is making up, you know yourself the best. You know what you're capable of the best. So make sure in your own mind, you know what you can do, you know how you can do it, and you know how you're going to execute it. So with that saying is use the rules as guidelines, but always make up your own like little, I guess, subdots of those rules. Make sure you know what you like the best.
No, I think what you just said is absolutely powerful in regards to just using things as guidelines, not necessarily as their mainstays. You know, they're planted there, and you've got to actually do them in order to achieve success. With that being said, we're going to take a break before we go to our last segment on 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score.
Support Matt Talbot Kitchen and Outreach on Give to Lincoln Day. Your gift will be received by a portion of Lincoln Community Foundation's matching fund. Homelessness is a complex problem facing our community. By working together, we can find solutions. Your donation for Give to Lincoln Day moves us closer to ensuring that everyone in Lincoln has a safe place to sleep at night. Because of your generosity, hope lives here. Give anytime through May 29th at givetolincoln.com.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old-fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with Taco Night on Mondays or Whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake. Spring sports are here and it's time to upgrade your equipment. But don't go rushing to your big box store. Play It Again Sports is your place to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here. Summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
Hello, this is Mary Pat Waite. I've had the privilege of working with Lincoln families as their realtor for more than 31 years, and I'm so proud to be associated with MP Dodge Real Estate. For me, your transaction is unique in its own way. My experience allows me to bring you trusted care and a really great outcome. My NP Dodge family shares the same client focus.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with pay starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
Make sure you tune in every Saturday from 11 to 12 for all things youth football with Tank Perry and Jim Sandman. Learn how the game of youth football has grown in and around the capital city with coaches, athletic directors, and league commissioners telling you all about it. It's all things youth football with Tank Perry and Jim Sandman every Saturday from 11 to noon right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards just south of 48th and Holdridge.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone and Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln with more exciting news for area car buyers.
Charlie, it's just announced that Honda of Lincoln has won 3 of the Lincoln Journal-Star's Lincoln Choice Awards: Best New Car Dealer, Best Auto Repair, and Best Place to Get Your Oil Changed.
Wow, that's great, Andy. Anything else?
Yes, we were runner-up for Best Pre-Owned Dealer and Best Tire Dealer. A lot of people don't understand that we do sell tires here.
Very exciting, Andy. Why do you think your dealership is winning so many awards?
Charlie, we simply say it's the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business.
Looks like Honda of Lincoln is the great news headquarters for Lincoln.
Yes, and even all of Nebraska, we are also announcing that Honda of Lincoln's the only dealer in the state of Nebraska to win the prestigious Honda President's Award for 2024.
Honda of Lincoln, Nebraska's #1 volume Honda dealer, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions. Back to Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back to 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score. This is Peter Ferguson BHS LLC, and as always, appreciative of Harrison being on the ones and twos. If you get a chance, come down to 1040 O Street. I believe they're open till 1 o'clock. I know as the graduation individuals start to stroll out of the hotels and continue to celebrate the graduates, definitely a great place to come down, see Josie, who is more than willing to make you up a smoothie or a latte or, a nice iced coffee, whatever your choice might be. And then got a full afternoon of programming, Harrison, who will be on afterwards. I know we got the Breeze and some other components.
Yeah, as always, we got the Breeze after this one, and we do got the Royals taking over at 12. So when the Royals do hit at 12:05 to be exact, be sure you can always listen to the Ticket app or any of the streams, Facebook, YouTube, XL, Channel 961. And then from the Breeze, you'll have Chris Kolarvik, Emma Spence, Ricky C. Simmons will be in tonight as well, Jake Bogman, Nuclear Heat, and I'm trying to think. We'll have some new stuff throughout the entire summer here, as I'm sure we will be shuffling as we got a lot of student athletes obviously heading home over the summer. That'll open up some spots. So just keep your ears tuned. I'll say that much, as we'll be shuffling quite a few things over the summer.
Awesome. So we, as they're talking about shuffling, we've got the class of 2025 that are shuffling and making their way to new adventures and whatever that might look like. We've got ZR, we've got Jada and Madoff here, and really appreciate them being in the space and just sharing about their journey. Some phenomenal advice. I already told a couple of them. I think when I'm engaging and having the conversation, I like, when somebody's drowning, that's not the time to teach them how to swim. I love that one. So I'm taking that away immediately. But want to, DP, Foundation of Love. And I think as you all are moving to another realm, I'm just interested at this point in time, finish the prompt. Love is. And I want to go ahead and start here. Love is, and go right down the line. 3 words or a sentence.
I'd say love is caring, listening to other people, understanding what they like and what they don't like, understanding that, if they don't like say spiders in general, don't really bring up anything that relates to spiders, that's just like a very generic thing. But listening, I think, is a really powerful thing in love. Understanding what your partner or anybody in your family or friends need in their life, and just in general, just listening, being there for them, and always being the person that they can talk to if there's ever any doubt in mind, anything like that with them.
Jada, love is
showing up for people. I think not just big events like graduation or a wedding, but like when they're sick or, even when they're really happy, just being there for the people in your life that you love, I'd say love is showing up for people.
Love that.
I would say love is cherishing. I know for my, I have to like write letters for like colleges and all that. Mine was titled Cherish Any, Cherish All. So basically that was just talking about like the story of my life and how it doesn't matter like if it's the tiniest flower to the biggest elephant. Cherish anything that you come across, because you never know like how long it'll be here, how long it won't be here. And I just feel like cherishing is just like the best way to like care about someone, like showing that, like Jada said, like not just when they're like in a like bad mood. You want to be there even when they're happy. Like you want to help them, even lift them higher.
All right. So we've got just a short amount of time. I want you to give your graduation speech. Well, we're gonna end up rolling out quickly. 3 words that you would say to open up the graduation speech, each of you. 3 words or 1 sentence.
You're not done yet.
Congratulations, you did it.
Middle school's coming because I got elementary school and middle school is next.
Fantastic. Hey, I want to appreciate all of you. I want to congratulate you again. And thank you for being on 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger Than the Score.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.